Ever felt like you're standing at the foot of a towering mountain, the summit shrouded in mist, and 100 different paths winding upwards, each promising a different outcome? The sheer magnitude of what lies ahead can be overwhelming, can't it? The uncertainty, the potential for missteps, it can paralyze even the most determined among us. But what if I told you there's a secret, a fundamental principle that can transform that daunting climb into a strategic ascent? What if you could gain clarity amidst the complexity and chart a course with unwavering confidence, knowing each step is deliberate and purposeful? Welcome. Today, we're not just talking about beginnings, we're dissecting the very art of initiation. We're going beyond the surface level and delving into the core essence of how to truly begin anything of significance. This isn't about simply taking the first step, it's about understanding why that step matters, where it leads, and how to ensure it sets you on the path to ultimate success. Most people stumble at the starting line, not because they lack the desire, but because they underestimate the power of a well crafted introduction. They rush into the thick of things, eager for immediate progress, without realizing that the foundation laid at the outset dictates the stability and trajectory of everything that follows. But there are hidden dynamics at play here, subtle forces that can either propel you forward or hold you back. Why is mastering the introduction so vital? Because it's the moment you set the tone, establish your direction, and capture the very essence of your vision. It's the initial spark that ignites the engine of progress. A weak or ill conceived beginning can lead to confusion, wasted effort, and ultimately, a diminished chance of achieving your goals. But a powerful, insightful introduction acts as your North Star, guiding your every decision and attracting the resources and support you need along the way. In this session, we will unlock the fundamental elements that transform a mere starting point into a launch pad for success. You will learn how to define your core purpose with crystal clarity, how to articulate your vision in a way that resonates and inspires, and how to identify the crucial initial steps that generate momentum. We will explore the often overlooked principles of setting the stage for triumph, the subtle art of framing your intentions for maximum impact. Did you know that the way you introduce an idea, a project, or even yourself can subconsciously influence the perceptions and responses of others in profound ways? We will delve into these psychological nuances, revealing how to craft introductions that not only inform but also persuade and captivate. Imagine being able to command attention, build instant credibility, and generate genuine enthusiasm from the very first moment. Before we talk about the transformative power of external achievements or the profound connections we forge with others, there's a foundational element, an inner sanctuary that must be nurtured and understood: self love. It's a term that buzzes with modern resonance, often tossed around in conversations about well being and personal growth. But what truly lies beneath this seemingly simple phrase? It's far more than bubble baths and treating oneself to occasional indulgences. It's a deep seated acceptance, an unwavering regard for your own being, flaws and all. Understanding self love begins with recognizing your inherent worthiness. This isn't something you earn through accomplishments or external validation, it's your birthright. It's the fundamental belief that you are deserving of kindness, respect, and happiness simply because you exist. This understanding can be a radical shift for many, especially in a world that often conditions us to seek approval and measure our value based on external metrics. Delving deeper, self love involves a conscious choice to prioritize your own well being. This manifests in various ways: setting healthy boundaries, making choices that nourish your physical and mental health, and allowing yourself the space and time for rest and rejuvenation. It's about listening to your inner voice, acknowledging your needs, and acting in ways that support your growth and happiness, even when it's challenging or unpopular. Furthermore, understanding self love requires cultivating self compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend who is struggling. It involves acknowledging your mistakes and imperfections without harsh judgment, recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of the human experience. Self-compassion allows you to learn from your errors without letting them define your self-worth. The journey to understanding self-love also involves confronting your inner critic, that relentless voice that whispers doubts, amplifies flaws, and constantly compares you to others. Recognizing this inner critic as a separate entity, often fueled by past experiences and societal pressures, is a crucial step. Learning to challenge its negative narratives and replace them with more compassionate and realistic self-talk is an integral part of nurturing self-love. Moreover, true self-love encompasses acceptance of your whole self, the parts you admire and the parts you find challenging. It's about embracing your unique qualities, your quirks, and your vulnerabilities, understanding that they contribute to the rich tapestry of who you are. This doesn't mean ignoring areas where you wish to grow, but rather approaching self-improvement from a place of acceptance and kindness rather than self-rejection. Understanding self-love is not a destination, but an ongoing practice, a continuous cultivation of inner kindness and acceptance. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to extend grace to yourself, especially during difficult times. It's about building a strong inner foundation of self-regard that allows you to navigate the inevitable challenges of life with resilience and a deep sense of inner peace. Before we delve into the strategies and insights that have resonated with millions, it's essential to understand the crucible from which they emerged. The journey of Mel Robbins is not one of an overnight sensation or a life untouched by struggle. It's a testament to the power of resilience, the capacity for reinvention, and the profound impact of confronting one's deepest challenges head-on. Her story, often shared with raw vulnerability, provides a powerful backdrop to the practical tools she now imparts. Understanding Mel Robbins' personal journey involves acknowledging a period where life felt overwhelmingly stagnant, a chapter marked by professional setbacks and personal anxieties. This wasn't a tale of constant upward trajectory, but rather one punctuated by moments of deep uncertainty and the feeling of being stuck. It's in these very struggles, these relatable human experiences, that the seeds of her later insights were sown. The feeling of being trapped, of knowing change was necessary yet feeling paralyzed by fear or indecision, became a pivotal point. Delving deeper into her narrative reveals the significance of seemingly small, yet profoundly impactful moments of self-intervention. The now famous 5-second rule, for instance, wasn't a meticulously crafted strategy born in a research lab, but rather an instinctive act of defiance against the inertia that held her captive. It was a personal tool, a way to override the brain's tendency to default to comfort and avoidance. This organic origin story lends a powerful authenticity to her teachings, demonstrating that even the most transformative principles can arise from the crucible of personal necessity. Furthermore, Robin's journey highlights the importance of vulnerability in connecting with others. Her willingness to share the messy realities of her own life, the financial struggles, the career disappointments, the internal battles fosters a sense of shared humanity with her audience. This transparency breaks down the illusion of effortless success and creates a space where others feel seen and understood in their own struggles. It underscores the idea that growth often emerges not from perfection, but from navigating imperfections with courage and honesty. Understanding her path also involves recognizing the iterative nature of personal growth. It wasn't a sudden transformation, but a series of small, often uncomfortable steps taken in the face of fear. The willingness to experiment, to try new approaches, even when uncertain of the outcome, is a recurring theme in her story. This emphasizes that progress is rarely linear and often involves setbacks and adjustments along the way. Moreover, Robin's narrative underscores the power of taking ownership of one's life. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change, her journey highlights the proactive choice to take control, to experiment with different strategies, and to ultimately become the architect of her own transformation. This message of personal agency resonates deeply with those who feel like they are at the mercy of their circumstances. The evolution of Mel Robbins as a speaker and author is also a testament to the power of continuous learning and adaptation. Her journey involved not only overcoming personal obstacles, but also honing her communication skills, refining her message, and building a platform to share her insights with a wider audience. This dedication to growth and development further underscores the idea that personal transformation is an ongoing process. Ultimately, understanding Mel Robbins' personal journey provides a crucial context for appreciating the principles she advocates. It's a story of relatable struggles, of finding powerful tools in the midst of adversity, and of the transformative potential that lies within each individual to overcome challenges and create meaningful change. Her experiences serve as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, the seeds of future growth and success can be found. Before we dissect the mechanics and applications of the 5-second rule, it's important to understand its fundamental premise: the existence of a small window of opportunity between the impulse to act and the brain's tendency to shut down those impulses with doubt and overthinking. This rule isn't about complex strategies or lengthy deliberation. It's about harnessing the power of that fleeting moment, that crucial 5-second gap, to shift from contemplation to action. 1. Understanding the power of this rule begins with recognizing the neurological battle that often occurs within us. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for higher level thinking, planning, and decision making, can be easily overridden by the more primitive parts of the brain, particularly the basal ganglia, which are involved in habit formation and automatic responses. When faced with a task that feels uncomfortable, challenging, or outside our routine, the brain's natural inclination is to resist, to steer us back to the familiar and safe. Delving deeper into the 5-second rule reveals its effectiveness in interrupting this habitual resistance. By consciously deciding to act within 5 seconds of an initial impulse, you bypass the brain's opportunity to generate reasons for procrastination or self-doubt. It's a deliberate act of cognitive override, a way to hijack the automatic braking system that often prevents us from pursuing our goals. This immediate action creates a small window of momentum, making it easier to follow through with the intended behavior. Furthermore, the simplicity of the rule is a key aspect of its power. It doesn't require lengthy analysis or complex planning. It's an accessible tool that can be applied in virtually any situation where hesitation or fear threatens to derail action. Whether it's getting out of bed, starting a difficult conversation, or pursuing a creative idea, the 5-second countdown provides a clear and immediate framework for initiating movement. Understanding the impact of the 5-second rule also involves recognizing its ability to build confidence and agency. Each time you successfully employ the rule to push past inertia, you reinforce the belief in your ability to take control and initiate action, even in the face of discomfort. These small victories accumulate over time, building a sense of personal efficacy and empowering you to tackle increasingly challenging tasks. Moreover, the rule leverages the psychological principle of implementation intention. By creating a specific trigger, the impulse to act, and a clear time frame, 5 seconds, you increase the likelihood of following through. This simple act of decision-making primes your brain for action, making it more likely that you will overcome initial resistance and move towards your desired outcome. The power of the 5-second rule also lies in its versatility. It's not limited to grand, life-altering decisions. It can be applied to everyday tasks and small moments of hesitation. The cumulative effect of using it consistently in these smaller instances can lead to significant shifts in behavior and productivity over time. It's about building a habit of action, one 5-second interval at a time. Ultimately, the 5-second rule is a tool that empowers individuals to break free from the paralysis of overthinking and self-doubt. It's a simple yet profound method for harnessing the initial spark of motivation and translating it into tangible action. By understanding and consistently applying this rule, individuals can begin to overcome procrastination, build momentum, and ultimately move closer to achieving their goals, one 5-second decision at a time. Before we explore the path towards genuine self-acceptance and inner peace, it's crucial to address a pervasive human tendency, the seeking of external validation. This deeply ingrained desire to be seen, approved of, and praised by others can often become a subtle yet powerful shackle, limiting our choices, distorting our self perception, and ultimately hindering our ability to live authentically. Understanding the dynamics of this external dependency is the first step towards breaking free. Delving into the psychology of seeking external validation reveals its roots in our social nature and early developmental experiences. As social beings, we are wired to seek connection and belonging, and external approval can feel like a confirmation of our acceptance within a group. Furthermore, early childhood experiences, where praise and approval from caregivers often shape our sense of self worth, can create a lasting pattern of looking outward for validation throughout our lives. However, relying heavily on external validation can create a precarious foundation for our self esteem. Our sense of worth becomes contingent on the opinions and judgments of others, which are inherently subjective and often beyond our control. This can lead to a constant striving to please, a fear of disapproval, and a tendency to mold ourselves into what we believe others want us to be, rather than embracing our true selves. Understanding the limitations of external validation involves recognizing its fleeting and often superficial nature. Praise and approval can be transient, dependent on external circumstances and the ever shifting opinions of others. Placing our self worth in these external hands leaves us vulnerable to the inevitable fluctuations of life and the potential for disappointment when validation is not forthcoming. Furthermore, the pursuit of external validation can lead to a disconnect from our own inner compass. When we are primarily focused on seeking approval from others, we may lose touch with our own values, desires, and authentic selves. Our choices become driven by a need for external affirmation rather than by our own internal guidance, leading to feelings of inauthenticity and a lack of genuine fulfillment. Letting go of this need for external validation is not about becoming impervious to feedback or disregarding the opinions of others entirely. It's about shifting the primary source of our self worth from the external to the internal. It's about cultivating a strong sense of self acceptance and self regard that is not dependent on the approval of others. This process begins with developing self awareness, understanding our own values, beliefs, and strengths, independent of external opinions. It involves learning to trust our own judgment, to make choices that align with our inner truth, and to find validation from within. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process of shifting our focus inward and cultivating a deeper relationship with ourselves. Moreover, letting go of external validation involves practicing self-compassion. It means treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, even when we make mistakes or fall short of external expectations. It's about recognizing our inherent worthiness, regardless of our achievements or the opinions of others. This inner acceptance provides a stable and resilient foundation for our self-esteem. Ultimately, the freedom that comes from releasing the need for constant external approval is profound. It allows us to live more authentically, to pursue our passions without the fear of judgment, and to build relationships based on genuine connection rather than a need for validation. It's about reclaiming our inner authority and recognizing that true worth comes from within. So, as we draw this exploration to a close, remember the profound power that lies within understanding self love, the transformative journey of individuals like Mel Robbins, the actionable impact of the 5-second rule, and the liberating freedom found in letting go of external validation. These aren't just abstract concepts, they are tangible keys to unlocking a more empowered and fulfilling life. If you found these insights valuable, and if this exploration resonated with you, please take a moment to show your appreciation by hitting that like button. And if you're eager to delve deeper into more empowering ideas and strategies, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future discussions. Your support helps us continue to share these transformative perspectives. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. LOVEYURSELFIRSTWYORLIFETRANSFORMS Mel Robbins Motivational Speech. Ever felt like you're standing at the foot of a towering mountain, the summit shrouded in mist, and 100 different paths winding upwards, each promising a different outcome? The sheer magnitude of what lies ahead can be overwhelming,